Imagine standing in front of a beautiful $1.2 million home that you own outright in this year of 2026. You feel a sense of pride as you look at the manicured lawn and the sturdy walls that have sheltered your family for decades. Yet, as you walk inside, there is a lingering knot in your stomach that you cannot quite shake off. Your property taxes have just arrived, insurance premiums have spiked again, and your checking account balance is looking uncomfortably low. You are technically a millionaire on paper, but you feel remarkably restricted in your daily life. This is the silent reality for millions of Americans who have spent their lives building a net worth that they cannot actually use. Most people believe that reaching a seven-figure net worth is the ultimate finish line of financial success. They've been told that once they hit that magic number, all their worries will simply evaporate. But the truth is much more complex, and for many, quite sobering. Quality of life in retirement is not determined by what you own, but by what you can access. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on what it really means to be wealthy in the current economy. We are going to explore why a massive net worth can sometimes be nothing more than a golden cage. And more importantly, we will look at how you can ensure your hard-earned wealth provides you with actual freedom instead of just a high number on a balance sheet. The gap between perception and reality in the world of finance has never been wider than it is right now. According to recent data from the Federal Reserve, approximately 9% of American adults are considered millionaires. When you hear that statistic, it sounds like wealth is becoming common, almost ordinary. However, that number includes everything from the equity in your primary residence to the estimated value of your old furniture and vehicles. If we look at the data through a much sharper lens, the picture changes dramatically. Only about 2% of households actually hold $1 million or more in investable assets. These are the liquid resources like cash, stocks, bonds, and retirement accounts that can be accessed without selling the roof over your head. For every 50 people you meet, only one is a true liquid millionaire. The other 49 are often struggling with a hidden form of financial stress that the world rarely sees. They are what experts call paper rich but cash poor. This condition is like having a massive tank of oxygen that is locked behind a thick layer of reinforced glass while you are struggling to breathe. Net worth is a vanity metric, but liquidity is your financial lifeblood. In 2026, the cost of living has made this distinction a matter of survival for those approaching retirement. The illusion of the millionaire status often starts in our middle years, when home values begin to climb. You see your home appreciation on a website and feel a rush of confidence. You think to yourself that you are finally getting ahead and that your future is secure, but you cannot pay for a sudden medical procedure with a piece of your kitchen countertop. You cannot buy groceries using the equity in your backyard. Real wealth is not about what you have accumulated. It is about the options you have available to you today. For the prudent strategist, the goal is not to look wealthy to the neighbors, but to be truly independent from the system. Independence means having money that moves and generates income without requiring your constant labor or the sale of your personal belongings. If your wealth is not accessible tomorrow, it does not truly belong to you today. It belongs to the market, to the bank, or to the government in the form of future taxes. Many people in their late 50s and early 60s are finding themselves at a difficult crossroads. They have followed the traditional path of paying down a mortgage and saving a small percentage of their income, but they have failed to account for the wealth curve and how it shifts as we age. In our 30s and 40s, our net worth usually grows slowly because our expenses are at their peak. We are raising children, paying off student loans, and trying to establish our careers. But as we cross the threshold of 55, a natural acceleration should occur. This is the period when debts typically shrink and income reaches its highest point. However, this is also where the trap of lifestyle creep is most dangerous. As we earn more, we often find ways to spend more, upgrading to a larger home or a luxury vehicle that requires even more maintenance. Every upgrade to your lifestyle is a new obligation that eats away at your future liquidity. Those who reach the top 2% understand that retention is more important than income. They focus on building a silent engine of compounding growth that works while they sleep. They do not chase flashy trends or the latest technological hype that often dominates the headlines. Instead, they rely on boring, consistent habits that have stood the test of time. They recognize that the first million is the hardest because you are the primary engine of that growth. Your labor and your deposits are doing all the heavy lifting in the early stages. But once you reach a certain threshold of liquid assets, the math begins to take over. Your money starts to earn more in a single year than you contribute through your paycheck. This is the first major tipping point where the boulder you have been pushing uphill finally starts to roll on its own. The second tipping point is when your investments earn as much as your actual job pays you. Imagine having a second version of yourself working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without ever needing a break. The second you does not complain, does not take vacations, and does not require health insurance. That is what a well-managed portfolio of $1 million or more represents. It is a clone of your earning power that provides you with the ultimate form of protection. When you reach this stage, your relationship with work changes fundamentally. You no longer stay at a job because you are afraid of the bills. You stay because you find the work meaningful, or because you enjoy the social connection. The fear of a supervisor's disapproval or a corporate restructuring loses its power over you. You have the most powerful word in the English language at your disposal, and that word is no. No to toxic environments, no to unnecessary stress, and no to anything that compromises your peace of mind. This level of control is the true definition of a successful retirement. But achieving this requires a shift in how we view our assets and our liabilities. In 2026, we must distinguish between assets that eat and assets that feed. A large primary residence is an asset that eats. It demands property taxes, insurance, heating, cooling, and constant repairs. A portfolio of dividend-paying stocks or high-quality bonds is an asset that feeds. It puts money into your pocket every month, regardless of what you do. To find true security, you must eventually transition your focus from eating assets to feeding assets. The widely accepted 4% rule provides a conservative framework for this transition. If you have $500,000 in investable assets, you can reasonably expect $20,000 a year in steady income. If you reach the $1 million mark, that income jumps to $40,000. When you combine this with Social Security benefits, which average around $24,000 per person, the picture becomes much brighter. A retired couple with $1 million in liquid assets can enjoy a combined income of nearly $90,000 a year. In many parts of the country, this provides a very comfortable and dignified lifestyle. It allows for travel, for quality health care, and for the ability to support the people and causes you care about. Most importantly, it ensures that you will never be a financial burden on your children or your grandchildren. That independence is perhaps the greatest gift you can ever give to your family. But why do so many people fall short of this goal even after working for 40 years? The answer often lies in the invisible years of compounding, where growth feels like it is not happening at all. Many people give up or stop contributing right before the curve begins to steepen. They see their account balance barely moving after 5 years of saving and assume the system is rigged. They decide to spend the money now because the future feels too far away and too uncertain. But those who stay the course, who remain disciplined during the boring years, are the ones who eventually see the explosion in their net worth. Wealth building is not a matter of luck or timing. It is a matter of design and endurance. It requires the wisdom to balance your needs today with the security of your future self. As we navigate the complexities of 2026, the need for a clear strategy has never been more urgent. Inflation continues to erode the purchasing power of those who keep their wealth in stagnant cash. The traditional safety nets are being stretched thinner than ever before. You cannot rely on the government or a former employer to guarantee your standard of living. You must be the architect of your own financial fortress. Start by looking honestly at your balance sheet today. How much of your net worth is locked in the walls of your home or the metal of your car? How much of it is actually working for you in the form of liquid, investable assets? If you find that you are paper rich, but cash poor, do not be discouraged. Recognition is the first step toward transformation. You can begin today to shift your focus toward liquidity and income-producing assets. Automate your savings so that your progress is not dependent on your daily willpower. Control your lifestyle expenses so that your raises and bonuses go toward your freedom instead of your clutter. Educate yourself on the power of compounding and the simple math of the 4% rule. The journey to a secure and liquid million may take decades, but the peace of mind it provides starts the moment you take control. True wealth, it is about being the most free person in your living room today. It is about knowing that you have the resources to handle whatever life throws your way, whether it is a sudden health challenge, a family emergency, or a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to travel. As you move forward, keep your eyes on the real prize. Ignore the noise of the headlines and the flashy displays of wealth on social media. Focus on trust in the process of time and the miracle of consistent discipline. You are building a legacy of independence that will serve you for the rest of your life. Before we finish, I want you to think about one important question. If your primary source of income disappeared tomorrow, how many months could you maintain your current lifestyle without selling anything you own? The answer, I encourage you to share your thoughts and your own financial goals in the comments section below. Sharing your journey often provides inspiration to others who are just starting their climb. Thank you for spending this time with me today. May you find the clarity and the discipline to build a wealth that truly sets you free. Take care of your finances, and your finances will take care of you.